Hello and welcome to another lesson on Clinton Virtual Academy. Today our lesson is going to be on the topic climate change. Our focus is going to be on the effect of climate change. The effect of climate change. Now when we say there is a change in climate, we are simply referring to a change in weather pattern over a long period of time. This occurs as a result of increase in the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. There are certain human activities that causes the change in climate. For example, burning of fossil fuel, bush burning, burning of rubbish, smoke from car exhaust, and then deforestation are some examples of factors that contribute to the change in climate. So when you talk of burning, most industries burn fossil fuel to produce electricity and other products. Another product release a lot of harmful gases into the atmosphere. Now burning of bush or rubbish also releases a lot of smoke which contain carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. When the gases get into the atmosphere, they cause an increase in the temperature, which often leads to excessive heat on the surface of the earth. Also, smoke from car exhaust, when released into the atmosphere, also contains carbon dioxide, and when this carbon dioxide are released into the atmosphere, it boils back to the same increase in temperature, and then the increase in temperature also leads in the climate change. So you can see the vehicle with such thick and black smoke coming out of the exhaust. Okay, so that is where the carbon is coming from. Also, deforestation is cutting down of trees and falling off and failing to replant them. So when you cut down trees without replanting them, it is known as deforestation. Trees absorb the excess carbon in the atmosphere after we have finished burning and after the vehicles have exposed those carbons into the atmosphere. Now when these trees are cut down, the excess CO2 remains in the atmosphere, which causes an increase in temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. So these activities lead to large amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which affects the climate negatively. Now there are also activities of humans that affect the climate. Okay, so the effects of climate change on human beings. Once human beings contribute to the change in climate, there are adverse effects that we suffer. Okay, so we bring about the change in climate and we suffer the consequences of it. For instance, there is drought. So increase in the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere affects the pattern of rainfall. Okay, now when this happens, some areas experience less or no rainfall. Okay, this makes the water bodies dry up and the farm crops wither, leading to famine. So in the picture that you can see a water body which has dried up. The tree in the middle of the river has also withered, and there is no water on the land. There is no plant on the land. Now it changes seasons too. So you've noticed that it could rain any time of the month lately, and this is because of the change in climate, which has caused changes in the rainfall pattern. This affects human lives in so many ways. Farmers are unable to keep proper track of when to grow and when not to grow some crops. Events like weddings and funerals are interrupted by sudden or unexpected rains. Floods also is a cause of the change in climate. So increase in temperature causes heavy rainfall. Heavy rainfall leads to communities flooding and rivers overflowing their banks. During floods, a lot of lives and properties are lost. Diseases such as cholera and diarrhea easily spread during the flood season. Now, how can we control climate change? Well, we can control climate change. To control climate change, we have to conserve electricity and then recycle our waste material. This will help to reduce the amount of smoke released into the atmosphere through the burning of fossil fuel. We can also control it by planting trees. Anytime we cut one down, we should make sure that we plant another one to replace it. Vehicle owners must make sure that they maintain their vehicle regularly, such that there wouldn't be any thick, heavy black smoke coming out of their vehicle whilst they are driving. We must avoid burning bushes and rubbish to reduce the extent of smoke that is exposed in the atmosphere. And as learners, we can control climate change by either walking to school, joining the school bus, or even riding our bicycles to school. Okay, this will reduce the number of cars whose exhaust pipe release harmful smoke into the atmosphere, causing an increase in the Earth's temperature. Okay, so now you know what you can also do to prevent climate change. Are you willing to do it or not? All right, we've come to the end of the lesson, and I'll see you in another lesson some other time. Until then, bye.